Hey, Yoblogger. This
Hey.
is Jazmyne.
This is Erricka X.
And we're back. We've been stunted.
We've had vlogitis, if you will.
And that's because some of the stories in the news have been, cool,
Meh.
but we've been
Just
feeling kind of
meh.
We're not feeling it. But we can't deny it anymore. The big story in the news, especially because, we like to talk about blackness, people, is what's going on with the professor, the scholar, the elder, Henry Louis Gates Jr.
Yeah.
And as you know,
Pretty
he was
big in some
arrested
circles.
in his home for apparently breaking in his own home.
For being black. Let's just
it could have been a
shenanigans.
common misunderstanding, at least between the police and him,
Right.
because the police got a phone call from a concerned neighbor saying someone could or could not be breaking into this home. They might be Hispanic. That's all I know.
How can you possibly be Hispanic? I like how she said that.
He
She
could
was like,
possibly.
he could possibly be. Why would you mention?
He's not one of us, is what she meant.
Right.
He's not.
Right.
These people aren't white. They're colored. And then they see that it's this elderly black man who obviously lives in this house. So then when it gets to the point that they arrested him and took him out of the house, that's when it became, why was that called for?
Right. That's when the proverbial ish hit the fan. All the niceties and the explanations aside, like point blank, this woman called the police because she saw a black man and a quasi-Hispanic man struggling trying to get into a house. And I like how, like, in the actual tape where she's talking to 911, she inadvertently doesn't mention the fact that she saw the first man go into the house. But I know you saw the first man go into the house. Don't even front like you did. You just didn't want to sound like a racist and be like, oh, there's a black man breaking into a house. So you pinned it on the quasi-Hispanic man.
Why we've been kind of apprehensive to vlog on this is because the story is kind of typical, If it hadn't been Henry Louis Gates Jr., who's one of the foremost scholars on African American history as well as ethnic studies in general, if this had just been a common misunderstanding with some random black person, I'm always down for the random people, it would have just been just one of those things. But it's getting to the point where it's gotten all the way up to the president, and he said that the police acted stupidly, and then the police
and what was wrong with that?
Take it back, Obama.
And if this can happen to him, it can happen to anyone. But we as black folks, we're going to let you in on a little black people secret. We kind of already knew that. That's why this story to us kind of has a meh factor.
The woman who made the call, obviously she was calling, she was concerned, and she's, came out because she's mad that people are calling her a racist and saying she was racially profiling. You're just, not being racist is an active job as a white person. It's not that
passive.
You can't just not be racist. You have to actively consider white privilege and other people's perspectives.
And I like how she tried to shift the blame onto the elderly woman who is the one who supposedly told her that this whole scene of shenanigan was going on. I think there was no elderly woman. I think you made the elderly woman up in your mind.
She kept saying throughout the call,
she continued to say,
they could live there.
Right.
I might be totally wrong. This person could live. I could be mistakenly calling the police on a black person. So doesn't that make you just a little bit possibly potentially crazy? Or at the least neurotic? You don't mistakenly call the police on people of color, lady. Okay? That's not a mistake. Because that means you're not concerned with the way people of color encounter police.
Right.
It's different. It's usually not just a, hey, sorry about this misunderstanding. No.
Right. Pat on the back and then into the house you go. No, it's a pat on the shoulder and into the paddy wagon you go. If you don't get your black ass beat. The thing to learn today, white people out there who may be watching this, which is probably like 0.2% of our black, population in the blogosphere.
Response.
So maybe some good white woman who wrote that Disney vlog, we see you. We know what you're up to. And yes, you are a racist. But white people, for real. Now it's time. Last vlog was step your game up, black people. Now it's step your game up, white people. If you see something that looks suspicious, call a black person and tell the black person to call the police. Okay?
And maybe they'll give you some advice and tell you stay your white ass out of it.
You better hang up the phone.
Or maybe they'll say, I'll do it. Because I don't want you to get mixed up in this. Because you're a good white person. And you could get misconstrued as a racist.
You don't want that.
Okay?
This is us.
So
in the black vlogosphere.
That's what we got to say about that.